Hey folks, this is Bardic Dragoon. Welcome back to Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. So when we last left off, we had explored the Alistair Glade after with our first time out in the world since being brought back from the dead, more or less. It's complicated. Anyway, we learned about leveling, learned that we are apparently the special, unsurprising given this is a single-player open-world action RPG. But in particular, the flavor of special that we are is actually pretty interesting, as apparently fate is a thing in this world, and we are not bound by fate, so that's cool. Also, we talked about fast travel, so we're going to just quickly skim through this tutorial and see what the heck is going on over here.
Everyone just stand back! The warden can't work when you're crowding so close.
So tired.
Go back to your business. Go on.
What the heck?
Greetings.
Hey, lady, what's going on?
Keep moving. This business doesn't concern you. Unless you're an expert scholar on the Fae, I'd suggest you move along. No reason to be out in the open with the Red Legion about. What are they? I'm not sure, but they've been here for longer than any of us can imagine. They're older than the trees. They have to be. They grew them. Humans and immortals cannot live together in peace. At least not forever. The peace we have with the Summer Court is unnatural. That's my opinion.
Okay, we're going to go down a rabbit hole of things that'll probably be explained in a moment here, so let's not do that. Let's talk to the guy with the floating question mark or exclamation mark over his head. 'Cause that's what you do in RPGs, right?
I don't care what you race. It's a tragedy whenever anyone's savage like this. Just look at the poor creature. She's been beaten to the brink of death. The Fae may be strange, but they certainly don't deserve this.
What happened?
It appears she was attacked with some manner of short blade, likely a dagger, although there's no way I can be sure. People simply stood by as she called for help. No one lifted a finger. Can you imagine? It's shameful to treat another in such a way, even if she is a Fae. I don't know whether we possess the knowledge to treat such a wound. Frankly, I don't even know if I could save a mortal with such grievous wounds. It's difficult to say. We've been plagued by the Red Legion for days, but it's not their way to go after the Fae in the area. They like their targets mortal. In case you haven't heard, there have been some Tuatha sighting in the woods to the west, so that's also a possibility. It's unlikely, though.
Meh. Let's be a good Samaritan. Help out the dying, immortal girl. Wait, if she's immortal, how is she... Whatever. Quest.
I'll be the only one. With all the troubles we've suffered in this village, people are weary of adversity. They'd rather just ignore it. I'm going to suggest something a bit... untraditional. There's a Fae named Eri. She spends her days up on the hill overlooking the village. Seek her wisdom. I would do it, but... I'm a coward. That's the truth. Perhaps a Fae will know how to heal a Fae. If not, then we're back where we started. She spends her days on the precipice overlooking the village. She doesn't think we're aware of her presence, but we most certainly are. Hope you stay in town.
Alright, so let's do that then. Just got to town and already were on our way... Well, not far outside of it, but far enough. And yeah, there is more to do, more quests we can pick up, but the way that this area is actually designed actually has a pretty nice order of quests as far as like when you walk into here, you know, the quests that become available, and then, you know, from there they kind of lead you to where the other, well, major quests are. Actually, a majority of the quests that are available right now are kind of all lead into each other, with one exception, but I don't want to do that quest quite yet. So let's, for the moment here. I don't need that. The rest of that could be useful, though. Oh, we already have Minor Serpent's Venom. And we already mapped it on the radio. Okay, so Serpent's Venom. So we'll put that there. Blazing Salve. I'm pretty sure that's already there. Minor Health Regen Potion. Healing in Mana. Venom Guard. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, we'll put Steel Curtain there. And, well, let's look at our status, because since we accidentally drank that Venom Guard potion, that means we have a new effect. 25% poison resistance. And yeah, we still got the Binder's Legions from the prior episode, because, well, this is the first account. I haven't talked to a healer yet, and we're not going to talk to one for the moment. It's going to be a short jaunt through the neighboring open field area here, but for the moment, I want to, well, not really want to destroy these boxes, but I'm going to anyway because it's a potential for
believes in justice, in equality, in order. What order is there when few choose to subjugate the many? Insist that St. Odwig's admit monks of all sexes and races into its ranks, or tell them to peddle their poison elsewhere.
Yeah, I can't do anything about that now, so we're just going to ignore you, lady. What are you? Avery, I came to Gorhart to look after your kin. Rika is as wonderful as you described, yet she is a shadow. She misses you, my friend, as do we all. I will watch over her since you cannot, and I will visit you often. This war be damned. Who would have guessed I would come, or who would have guessed I would come to a mission and trade a prison for a cloister? If only we had both escaped. Alas, the bars were too strong, the Tuatha too cruel. Your brother in arms, Mason. Okay, interesting. Just wanted to see. Yeah, there's no treasure chest in here. Oh, there we go. That's where the other treasure chest. Well, the other treasure chest we're going to play around with. There is another one here in town, but we're not gonna do that. Yeah, throw you into junk. Pick up that stuff, and then then we come back to the entrance. Ooh, hey,
Hi.
flower. That we couldn't get any reagents from. I'm almost tempted to increase our pardon me, potion crafting skills here, but there's really not much point to it. Oh, and as for the chest we're not opening, that is this one with the giant arrow over it. That is if you, I forget if it's, I think it's if you play the demo of Mass Effect 3, that you basically get some free Mass Effect themed armor and stuff that is actually kind of overpowered for the early game. It's not super powered overall, but it's overpowered for the early game, so I'm not really going to use that. Unless I misjudged what I was getting myself into, I setting the difficulty to the highest level when doing this. But, well, you guys will be entertained as I fail before we get to that point. Alright, and so, we've already come across these here, but boggarts. Okay, well, I spent too much time talking, and they started attacking me before I could build up the charge I needed on my hammer to do a charge. And yeah, welcome to combat. We already kind of went over combat in the prior video as far as kind of basics on that. But, well, okay, the camera wasn't really great for showing it, but as I did there and kind of showed, as I mentioned, the prior one, or the prior video. You can cancel pretty much anything into, or out of a basic attack. Into guard. Into evasive roll. Of course, into guard, since you can cancel into guard, you can cancel into parry. And it's kind of the backbone of combat. I usually tend to play classes that are not as guard-based, more evasion-based. And also just comboing things to death, as I said. Particularly on hard, that doesn't work super well. Alright, cool, hard chest. So, we've mostly been dealing with easy chests, and as I kind of explained, the unlocking minigame isn't overall terribly hard. He says he fails within a couple of seconds of starting the minigame. That's awesome. But it only took two tries. I only lost one, probably lockpick. Ooh. Sturdy helmet. I really don't like wearing helmets in games, mostly just because, like, oh, you get a character creator, and all you get to do is customize the face. And they want you to put a helmet on and cover up your character, your face anyway, so what's the point? But that is some solid defense boost right there. And how about you? You're equivalent to what I already have, but without the added ice damage. Yeah, we'll put that in the junk. In the junk pile. And then another lore stone, the Odaroth stone. Since that's where we're at, Odaroth, that makes sense.
I don't know if what the Fae say about these stones is true, but if it is, well, this is just too good to not save forever. Lystrom was out of town when Artol was visiting. Now, Lystrom doesn't know Artol, and Artol is older and strange. She could be mistaken for a Fate Weaver. So, when Lystrom came back to town, here was Artol the Oracular. I said to Lystrom, I hear her readings are amazing. You should go. Oh my, you should have seen it. A rooster, she said, will change into a man, and this man will become your lover. He will provide for you, and he will make you laugh, and he will make your life exciting and easier. But, and this is something you can never forget, he must never eat chicken. And once in a while, he will need to peck at things on the ground, and every morning at the break of dawn, you'll hear a loud cry from him.
Yes, that was totally worth recording for the ages. Indeed. Yeah, so the lore stones aren't always lore. Sometimes they're just random bits of information. Ooh, what do we have? Bellin... Oh, Death's Touch. Is that the one I'm thinking it is? Wait, no. Status. Effects. 15% chance to steal 20 health per hit, and 15% chance to steal 20 mana per hit. So yeah, whenever we hit something, there's a chance that we will just recover some health or mana from the target. Alright, so back off. This is kind of the main thing with the why combos don't work very well in this, because groups of enemies are aggressive, and well, we haven't really had much experience with it. There are also enemies that just ignore is a strong word, but hit stun works in a funky way that kind of makes combos riskier more than anything. Though, actually, those fights are actually the ones we probably benefit the most from combos, if you know what you're doing and how to exploit it, which I'm not very good at. Like, I understand the theory, but the actual execution, I'm not so great at. Alright, so it doesn't look like there's anything else around here for the moment. So, let's continue along our... Oh, hey, what's up? Oh, hi! You have a bow and arrow. That's cool. You just... Oh, that killed them. Okay, let's say, wait, why didn't I pull them over? Oh, because they're dead already. That works too. I suppose there's nothing wrong with that. And, yeah, little bits of gold here and there. Not much to worry about. Or to try, not much to worry home about there. Hey, we actually got some ingredients for something. That's cool. And... kinda wish you could stealth attack with more than just daggers. Just see what they'd come up with for animation. Bye-bye. Do you have anything useful on you? You're not much of a bandit, are you? You don't even have anything useful on your corpse that I can steal, being a better bandit, clearly. It's probably not the right attitude to take as the main character in an RPG. Unless you're going the evil route, then like that's how things just roll. Alright, that's exciting. Well, that's kind of the other thing is that that the individual enemies tend to be kind of weak. So getting into fights in the environment, well, you know, obviously for experience is not a bad idea. Particularly in this early going, but yeah, the fights, yeah, things die pretty quickly. But let's continue along our tour of Odaroth here. Mostly I want to get kind of the open airspace here cleared out before we get too involved into questions like... Nothing else. I do like the charge attack, mostly from a visual standpoint. Crude iron longsword is better than a rusty longsword. I would say marginally, but that's actually about a 30% increase in attack power there, so let's swap that out. The rest of it. Then jump into here. Dump that into junk. What do we have here? No, repair kits. I'm not really too worried about those. Where was I going? What was I doing? Oh yeah, walking toward this plant to harvest it. But yeah, 'cause that's actually not a bad way to kind of handle the open world areas. Or the open segmented areas. Because when it comes to the side areas, I mean, there are off of here, we already actually saw one in the Agnor Far Hall. Yeah, Agnor Far Hall, that place. Which is a dungeon. Oh, hey, you guys want to fight too? Cool, I can live with that. Alright, so I take your blood. That's how it works, right? Blood for blood. Actually, what do you mean blood for blood? Did they realize I killed their buddies there? And was that... This official document is meant to inform family members that Camden Wolflack of the Alfar army has died on the line, or died in the line of duty. Cool. I'm sure we probably should deliver that to somebody else. Apparently someone shot the messenger. Even though you're not supposed to do that. But, you know, we aren't all reasonable people that just kill every bandit that comes across us. Though, admittedly, they started the fights. That lightning blast is supposed to kill you, lady. Clearly I don't know my own strength. I'm killing things quicker than I expect, except when I expect to, and I'm killing them slower than I expect. Oh well, at least it's providing some variety, question mark, to combat. Anyway, reason I came over here, well, other than because killing things is actually at this stage decent experience. Later on, that becomes a questionable statement as far as the effort it takes to kill things versus what experience you get. Some sort of... I can't even flip that. Ah! Amon's Key Winter. Okay, that's actually useful. And I think, if I remember correctly, this journal actually does a good job explaining it. Okay, we're actually going to have to open up our inventory and read the journal. Cool, fine, whatever. Inventory! That's extra easy death vault. We write to inform you that dear Miss Wolflack, that is an interesting name. We write to inform you that your husband can't... Yeah, okay, that was basically what you'd expect. Summer, day 6, daybreak. Nothing today. My journey is young and the forest remains fairly hospitable to outsiders. Ignoring the warnings was a wise decision. There are no rivals. The search for Amon's key belongs to me, and me alone. It is only a matter of time. The statues of Amon litter the forest, taunting me. If I can just secure the keys, I will be able to open them and partake of their treasures soon. Summer, day 13, dusk. Odaroth is as beautiful as I have always heard, especially the perilous lands north of St. Odwig's perpetual mission. I was almost struck down by a sprite. That is, until a brave villager from Gorhart arrived on the scene to act as my savior. He introduced himself as Ugnar Oddgrey. Such an odd name, it could only belong to a Varani. Summer, day 67, daybreak. I visited the House of Ballad's grounds today. All of my adult life has been spent learning about these legendary figures, so even a slight glimpse was worth the trip. I am beginning to believe that one of Amon's keys lies behind its high walls. My scholarly work has been done correctly. The location of the keys will soon be known to me. Summer, day 83, dusk. I have done it. At long last, after years of searching in the annals of Edessa and scouring the Fey lands, I have secured one of the 5 fabled keys of Amon. Now, only if I could find the other 4. And yeah. So he had one of... Oh, right. We have a key ring. Keys don't actually take up spot in your inventory. But yes, we have the Winter Key of Ammon. And that's across here... Well, across Odaroth. We're in Western Odaroth right now. We don't want to go to Eastern Odaroth yet, or Middle Odaroth. That's actually Eastern Odaroth. We really don't want to go there yet. That has a pretty high level cap, or a pretty high starting level range, so we were going to get our butts kicked if we went there. But yeah, across these two mainly, Western and Central Odaroth, there's a couple of chests that require the key of Amalur. Any key will actually work for any of the chests, if I remember correctly. But there are 5 in total, though if I remember correctly, only one of them is really worth getting, arguably, but yeah, we'll tackle that when we get to that. Alright, so we got that. There's nothing up here. That must have been the 2 bandits who came down to help their friend that I killed. They must have been from up here. Saw me from up here on the cliffs, like, hey, whoa, hey, they're killing our buddy, we should do something about that. And then they did, and they didn't do a terribly good job of it either. Alright, so I believe... Ah, well, okay, treasure chest first. There we go. And leather hood. I actually like the way the leather hoods work better. It's actually, I usually tend to play this doing a either finesse or finesse and magic based class. Mostly just because I like the way their equipment looks better than the heavy armor. Like this, yeah, I'm not too against this, though. Actually, I'm still wearing leather pants, aren't I? Yeah, still works. Anyway, now for another bit of lore. Potentially. After that last one, I don't know what to expect.
She bested Sreng in combat fair. Finian cycles kept. The exploits of this maiden's role, a burdensome and heavy toll. She lived among the mortal clans and bargained with their kind. Throughout the town they stood in fear of the brilliant fighter near.
Okay, that does seem more like lore, but it doesn't really explain anything. I mean, it sounds like it's an interesting person, but who are they and what is their relevance to anything? No, don't care. Like I said, this is one of those games, like, playing through this and like actually paying attention to the story is kind of a new experience, because that's not how I played this game back when I originally did. So yeah, this is kind of an interesting experience. And actually, wait, local map. Okay, there's only 3 of them there, so I should be able to do this. First, I'm gonna loot the water nearby. They won't notice me swim by. He'll be too busy. Oh, okay, he did notice me. Okay. Oh, and we just lost aggro. So that's cool. Okay, so that leaves me free to go this direction. I don't think there's anything over here. But, yeah, it was a quick check. And... Yep, I was correct. There is nothing over here. So let's go take care of this little camp of bandits. I mean, that guy had a unique name. Clearly there's something worth doing over here. Something is worth sneaking up on this guy to bash him in the head with a giant hammer.
Time to die!
Alright, cool. Oh, and our fate powers are ready, just in time. For this guy's flunkies to come and attack us. Except not in a group, so using my fate powers right now would actually be a bad idea. That's cool. Oh well, I'm sure we'll find a group of enemies to use that on and get a big old experience boost. And this is a useful item. We actually need it for a quest. It's actually a quest you can get in... what's it called there? Gorhart. And, yeah, we can't finish that quest yet, and we can get the things to start it without actually triggering it, so we're doing that. And let's see. Ooh. Okay, so we lose the ice damage, but it does more damage. And we can add it. It has socketed, so we could add something to it. Probably not going to find any gem to add into it before we find a better hammer just naturally, but hey, that's an option now. We can do that. That's cool. Alright. So, let's loot this little camp here. Ignore the lady practicing archery over there, since she's not trying to kill us quite yet. She will in a moment, and when she does, you know, we'll deal with that. But for the moment, let's just loot this camp and see what's there here. Iron longsword, a bit better than the crude iron longsword I have, and cotton ropes. Oh, which I can actually equip. But if I remember correctly, what my armor rating for my pants is, not a good idea, but won't throw that into jump quite yet. No. Yeah, I can't do anything with that. Why is that there? Yeah, 23 versus 12 and 16. Yeah, no, not worth it. Into junk you go. And as for you, into junk you go. Into junk you go. And yeah, there are actually things worth keeping as far as equipment, but like most RPGs, there are tiers of weapons, or well, most RPGs like a giant list of randomly generated weapons. There are tiers. Oh, hi. What's up? Oh, it actually breaks barrels and all that nearby too. Alright, and Fate Kill, or I forget what they called it. For all the bonus experience! That's not one of the more interesting ones. We just snapped their neck. That wasn't all that interesting. Oh, but it did get us a level up, so that's cool. So let me finish wrecking this camp and stealing stuff, and then we'll level up again. Because getting that level up is actually going to be useful here. Actually, would have been useful closer to the start of this video. Oh, that is a big old improvement. Yes, we will equip this. Equip the rest of it. Yeah, we've got a armor rating of 89 right now. So yeah, that no armor. That jump right there was pretty significant. You know, 69 to 89 is a pretty solid increase there. I mean, both numbers-wise and percentage-wise. But yeah, since we're in the menu here, let's go ahead. Quest. Oh, just because we did a thing. We didn't actually open it since saying we want to follow this quest. So that's a thing. Why is it... Oh. I didn't actually look at the moves, because I don't care. We don't have much in the way of the moves right now anyway. Alright, so... First things first, we are actually going to put a point to detect hidden. Because this level, well, in addition to just giving us more gold as we kill, or what we find in the environment, always useful, this one actually shows us hidden treasures on the mini-map. And, you know, if we go up near them, they'll start to glow and reveal themselves. Useful thing to have, especially since there are hidden treasures both here and in Alistair Glade that we have just walked right by. Well, there's only one in Alistair Glade, sort of. It's kind of in the path between Alistair Glade and Gorhart, whatever. Alright, next thing. As I mentioned previously, we are going to be sticking with a purely might-based build. Since I'm actually finding I'm really enjoying the hammer, we're actually going to level this up. Oh, which gives us the next rank of things. So we're going to unlock Brutal Weaponry 2, which allows us to use attacks from blocking. Pretty useful. Let's see, we're also going to learn Quake. Because it's actually, this spell is actually good for comboing. It's also just a decent quality spell overall. Right, yeah, no, we might actually go with this. Trigger when health falls below 25%. Bring us up to 45% health. And boost damage by 30% for 10 seconds. But can only be triggered once every 300 seconds, 5 minutes. And, or we can boost our health and resistance here. And for the moment, let's go with Quake. Add more, options for combat. And really, we have not unlocked Fighter yet. Go figure. I figured we would have. Okay, so we'll stick with Brawler for the moment then. And so with that, we've unlocked some new moves. And that's a menu. We didn't look at it last time, but yeah. This shows you all of the attacks that you can actually perform. So with the longsword, we can do Upheaval, which is that pause combo launcher. Comet Strike, which is the little dash and slash from the charge command. Phantom Edge, which if we attack while blocking, We'll duck under attacks, which I think actually gives us some invincibility frames. That little video is anything to indicate. It gives us some invincibility frames at the start of the animation, and then we can do just a couple of strong slashes there. Hammers, we have Minotaur Rush, my tool that I'm having way too much fun with here, bashing things about. And the Spine Bender, which is if we attack from blocking, we can do a little sequence there that actually, that first hit looks like it has some solid range for a hammer. Then again, hammers do actually have decent range. We also have learned with great swords, Whirlwind, which is, in my opinion, one of the best charge moves. We just don't have a great sword yet, so I haven't gotten to show it off. But yeah, you charge up and you do a bunch of spinny, 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 jumping launcher, slam to the ground. And Guillotine, which if we attack while blocking, allows us to do that. It's okay. We don't have anything we can do with daggers because we haven't put any points into that. Longbows, we do have the option for a charge shot, but we're not using longbows. Fey blades, we got nothing with. Stabs, got nothing with. Scepters, we can do a charge shot, but again, not using scepters. Chakrams, which we haven't even come across yet, but yeah, well, actually we haven't come across Fey blades either, but they're basically fancy daggers. Chakrams, haven't come across those, don't have any abilities. Shields, we can parry, which if we time it block right. And we can learn Shield Bash. It's kind of useful, I suppose. It's not something I really played around much with because it requires a good amount of points in might, and I've just never done a very might-focused build. Now, Quake. With Quake, you use the spell, and you can actually cast it 3 times in a row when it does all that. But one interesting thing is that first one, that first stomp there, that actually has a really low recovery time, so it can actually be used as a combo extender if you don't finish the move, or a combo finisher if you do finish the move. Pretty nifty stuff. Harpoon, we of course already have, pull enemies towards you. And actually, I am going to do a thing here. Since we now have Quake, we're actually going to no longer use sorcery abilities until we inevitably respec and decide to take that route of things. Anyway, so now we are stronger. We can also see hidden treasure chests. In fact, there's one right over here. And there's a bunch of... oh, these old dudes. Oh, what? Okay, wait, what? Why am I... oh, whoa, 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 okay. Pardon me, I need to kill the rest of you off here. I think I just noticed something with the pause combo input on the sword here. And if it did what I think it did, then I have a new tool I need to experiment with combo. Yeah, that wasn't too great. Alright, so let's loot your body. And then let's try something. So we do 1... no, it's 1, 2, 3. But if we do 1... we can do into the pause combo out of that sequence. Oh, that might be a fun thing to experiment with. I didn't know you could do that. Cool. That's worth experimenting with. Anyway, hidden chest. No, log. Okay. Current stopper. That is, yes, reduces lightning damage. Not super useful at the moment, as with the other, reduces X type of damage. It can be useful if you know when to use it, but not something I've ever really played around with much, and not something that I have all that much experience with. Particularly because I'm not terribly great at recognizing enemy damage types and all that. And does it show? Yes, it does show the hidden chest on the, pardon me, what is it? The local map it calls it. So, yeah, we've got some enemies up here. We'll explore up there in a moment. But we got hidden chests there, some hidden chests where we already were. And there's one or two inside town as well. So, we've got some stuff to do here, but for the moment, let's actually stay down here. This campsite will be important before too long here, but for the moment, it's abandoned and empty, and I'm okay with that. Alright, and then, that's all over there. Nothing to do there. There is a flower up here. Alright, so we are going to, through here. Okay. I think, something over there. Let's harvest this first of all. And then, one thing with blocking as well. Okay, now okay. As fun as that idea might be, these things are a little too aggressive to be playing around with them, so. Come on. Ugh. But one thing with blocking, I don't remember if I mentioned it already, but you can move while blocking. So the thing is, when you first block, you are immobile for a couple of seconds. And as I'm finding, experimenting with the block input commands, because the weapons I tended to use didn't have a lot of use with those in prior times playing this game. I never experimented with it, but you do actually have hit stun. So if you're like being those are some interesting noises. But you do have like hit stun if you're hit while blocking. You do have hit stun that you have to contend with, so that's cool and all that. Pardon me, but let's go deal with these guys. Alright. Okay, so for some reason, I guess because I killed him, it didn't allow it to continue the combo, or the natural combo with that, whatever. Alright, there we go. Potential for some bloodroot, not that we got any. Shock dowels. Oh, okay, it's a core component for, I think scepters might be staffs as well. And no reagents found. No reagents found. Honestly, with a low alchemy score, it's really not worth doing this. In this game, I know I have a disease. I'm living with it. Living the diseased life, And there's a thing over here. What's over here? Oh, cool. Alright, let's see if we can sneak up on this guy and cause him blunt force trauma. Get back here. I'm trying to sneak up on you. Walk slower. Sneaky, 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 sneaky. Sneak up on the guy who's blind as a bat. Oh. By the way, you can pickpocket people. That's something I never played around with much. Okay, you dead now. Cool. Alright, that was a thing that was accomplished. I feel so good about myself, question mark. Alright, and... if I remember correctly, it is... well, there's another lore stone, but we'll deal with that in a moment. There's some stuff over here, including more stuff that... oh, actually, I got some black kohash. Alright, don't know what happened there, why it went out of focus from the window, but that's a thing that happens, that's cool. And there we go, water hole down. Okay, yeah. This would be great if I could actually hit with it. And I'm sure it's fully capable of it. I'm just not great at timing that, but whatever. Alright, nothing over here. But yeah, that's another dungeon. It's probably going to be the last one we're going to handle out in this neck of the woods. But wanted to get it on our mini-map so that way when we do need to get there, actually given the context of why we would need to get there, fast traveling doesn't really make a lot of sense, so probably won't do that actually. But search more spot. Ooh, erosive longsword. Not much more powerful. Actually, ostensibly weaker, but it does have poison damage. So that's cool. We're gonna equip that. I'm curious. Okay, so that's what happens. Cool. I was wondering, like, if I pull them, like, I pull them off that little mini cliff that they're on, or what will happen there. I was gonna do a charge thing after I hit that guy with the hammer, but I guess I'm not going to do that. Okay, another lore stone.
I have a secret to tell you. I am not sad. When I was a girl, my father used to tell me that when you grow old with someone, you tie your fates together and create a pattern that is part yours and part theirs. My father said that this is why when an old person dies, their partner is never far behind. But I do not feel that way. I feel free.
Okay. Good for you. I mean, it is true, one of those things, you know, when you see, like, old couples, one goes, the other usually isn't too far behind. I mean, anytime that things like that have come up in my life, it's, like, within a year to 18 months, you know, oh, the husband died, then the wife died. Usually the husband goes first, weirdly. Yeah, whatever. Nope, not as useful. Yeah, that is a marginally better, well, blocks less damage, but overall, actually, one point of, actually no, I'm going to throw that in the junk folder, or the junk pile. By the way, how am I doing on inventory space? Not great. Well, they have 2 more spots left, so we've explored most of the area here, so probably not going to be too much of a problem with running out of space, he said hopefully. Let's see, oh, there were some water spots here that I missed, or well, looks like one, potentially. Nope. Put that in the junk. Ah, okay, there's 2. Alright, that's cool. Medic staff, don't need that. What are you doing there, game? That was a little weird. Just kind of decided to do your own thing. I can respect that, but I don't understand it. Alright. Let's see. Ah, hey. Ooh, I actually got some blood root. I don't think that actually is all that useful to me, but eh. Oh, crud, wolves. I hate wolves. The worst thing with wolves is the fact that even if I had a full fate bar, it wouldn't do me any good. Alright, let's see if I can kite you guys. One thing I do like about this is the game auto-directs your blocks if you're blocking and get attacked. It's kind of useful. Ow. Alright. There we go. Okay, that's kind of a fun thing to kill with the first hit of the hammer charge thing. Because it looks more like just like, I'm coming, I'm like, you fake them out, and they just die of a heart attack or something like that. Oh, he's gonna come for me. I better. I'm dead. Oh, and we are officially out of inventory space. Yes, I realize I can't take it. So let's clean up inventory. Because yeah, this is junk. Actually, I think I explained it last video. You can just throw stuff into here, and when you get to a shop, you can more easily sell a lot of stuff. That should be enough to clear up some space and selling low quality and junk items. Minor healing potion, could use that. Ryden's chart. I think we've already seen that one. That's damage to bonus, right? Or bonus to damage. I can talk. Yeah, 20% damage bonus. Cool. Okay. Ah, and here's an unlockable chest. So let's pick that lock. Pick that lock like when you pick your nose and you think no one's looking, but really they are all looking. I have no clue where that came from. Oh, wait. Thing here. Didn't get a thing from the thing. Ooh, that is an awkward sentence. And here we go, the lady that we've been looking for. Avery. That's the thing, she's got an arrow, I'm presuming. Yep, Avery, okay.
May your hollow gods keep you, mortal. I am called Aerie. Your face is new to me. You're different from those in Gorhart. They amuse me, and I strive to learn all I can from them. Have you come to ask about the Tuatha? I can offer only what I know, and hope it will suffice.
No, I'm asking, did you not see your buddy? Well, I don't know, is it racist to assume everybody the same species is friends with each other? No, that'd be specious, wouldn't it? Anyway, Faye was injured, did you not see that?
Yes, I witnessed this crime, although I did not recognize the one who perpetrated it. It is often difficult to distinguish one mortal from another. The victim was Illuvia, but I knew her only by name. You must be hoping that I can offer advice, but I cannot. If she is meant for the Great Cycle, then so be it. However, I would be quite interested to find out whether one of my kind would benefit from one of your mortal remedies. I've always wondered. It will need to be powerful. Your delicate forms are far more sensitive than ours. In fact, it's astounding that you survive as long as you do.
Thanks? Question mark? Felt awfully backhanded, but, do you know where I can find one of these health potions? Probably store, but maybe you have a better suggestion.
Perhaps your mortal apothecary can provide one. You can always create the potion yourself if you possess the skill.
Okay, so I guess to the apothecary it is, or the potion store. If you want to not be fancy. You fancy immortals. Yeah. You can actually attack NPCs, I've never had a reason to. Unless I was just joking around and then kind of, not actually hurting them is usually the best support on that. Or the best option on that, rather. Alright, so we got some Embrace. Some more Embrace.
If I have to live for the rest of my life without him knowing, well then I'll deal with that. I think there's something to be said for it. I think it's noble. Yeah, I could tell someone, but that's just asking for praise. What makes it an act of kindness is that nobody knows, or at least that he doesn't know. I let him have the glory. No one has to know his arrow missed. He saved the town. He's a hero.
Sounds like a story that I'd like to know more about, but I'm guessing we will not know more about, because so far all these stones have been pretty sporadic. There we go, lore stones. Galantarth. Oh, there we go, Odaroth. Yeah, out of 3 of them, we've gotten an actual legendary tale, gossip, and that. There's been nothing. And then the people of Odaroth confide in the lore stones. Okay, that makes sense. That's kind of what we've been looking at here. Alright, hard chest. Good start. But it only took 2 tries. Iron Cuirass, not as good. Shadow Prisms, don't care. And one of these days I will experiment, or one of these videos I will experiment with what it does, but I'm a little squishy and don't have much in the way of health potions right now, so I'm not going to go looking for a fight just to see how a thing works. It seems like a bad idea. Alright, and then we got some more things we can try and get reagents from. Unless it's failed. Oh! This is where the hidden chest is. I thought it was down below the jump. Sturdy kite shield. Okay, actually 5 is pretty good. Alrighty, so we will equip that. Minor force stopper. Or minor force potion, I said force stopper. Okay, that makes more sense. Boost physical damage. That's cool. So, first things first. Let's go ahead and pop that there. Second of all, throw you in the junk. Because it's easier to sell items that way. And third, loot you. Didn't get any reagents at all. Oh well. And then we'll jump down from here and head straight. Get those two. Oh, hi.
The rite must be fulfilled. Wait for me now.
That actually turned out really well. It's like I know what I'm doing or something. Cool. Alright, yeah, gold. He said surprisingly passe about the whole experience. But yeah, gold in this game is a really awkward as far as its worth and usefulness to you here. Was this chest there before and I just missed it? Yes, because this is the hidden chest. So somehow I just missed that chest over there. That's cool. Don't need... Alright, well, let's clear out the junk a little bit more. You can also destroy all, but we're not going to do that. That feels weird. I destroyed some crude stuff to get more crude quality stuff, but whatever. Strengthening longsword. Let's see. Boost attack by 2 points. So no more poison damage, but 2 extra points of damage. It's actually, at that low damage value, it's actually pretty useful. So, okay, bye-bye to that. Anonymous journal. I meant to inspect that. It'll probably just tell me it's an anonymous journal. What's it actually say in there? This cover's book is stained with blood. Pages have been ripped out. Day 20. Finally made it to this forest. Don't like it. Trees everywhere to hide enemies. Well, we'll have to tell Holgar. It's hard to see what's a shadow and what's a creature. Tomorrow I reach Gorhart at the last stop before the Feylands. The trip so far has been uneventful. Should be able to find work amongst these folks. Day 25. Found work. Guarding a trader between this village and a gnome tower. His name is Wallace. Quiet town, isolated. He is afraid of the pixies hiding in the bushes. Not surprising, coming from someone who lives in the village of cowards. Probably afraid he'll end up like Alden, Gorhart's father, eaten by a barcast. Day 27. Saw something entering an overgrown thicket on the way to Arden's, and I thought I glimpsed something shining in there. Treasure, perhaps? I wouldn't be so lucky, but I'll go see what I can find tomorrow. Okay, this is the point where we come out of the menu and we're attacked by something, right? Okay, or not. That works too. I can live with that. And then... hidden treasure over... Ah, bear! Hi, Mr. Bear. Just clocked him with the side of a hammer. I can live with that. Yeah. Ooh. Of course, I just noticed we are maxed out on our inventory, so let's get rid of some more junk. That's probably clearing up way too much space there, but whatever. I think most of those will only got me 1 gold, if that, so we're not going to worry about that. We're going to now head back to town. This to see if the apothecary has any greater healing potions, since that's what might work to cure. Honestly, the Fae, they didn't sound sure. They just want to see what happens, it sounds like. Which, I can respect that, but it doesn't really help us much. And not worth anything. And then, since there was... there's a hidden chest there. But you know what? We'll be doing some things. Well, I was thinking we might throw them into this video, but we've been now almost an hour long at this here. So I think we'll just finish up this quest line, save the other stuff for another day. But yeah, let's talk to this little Nana Henry, apparently.
You there! Do you feel nauseous? Itchy? Have you noticed any blood leaking from your eye sockets? I've been noticing the symptoms everywhere. No, this situation could not be any worse. If the Red Legion is involved, then we could all be staring death in the face. What have I done?
I don't know, but I'm mildly concerned. I just came here to get a healing potion.
I'm sure I have a vial somewhere in this cottage, but I do not have the time to search for it. I'm sorry.
Okay, so let's get back to those terrifying symptoms you mentioned.
Why ask questions when you could never understand the answers? It's clear your prowess is not with wit, but with a weapon. If you must know, something of value has been stolen. An alchemical formula that, if released, could cause untold devastation. I see its symptoms everywhere. Only my apprentice, Karth, and I knew of my work on the formula, but he's gone missing as well.
Okay, what is this formula?
It was an early version, unstable and rife with potential dangers. My hope is to develop a weapon that the Alfar can bring against our common enemy, the Tuatha. To say more would be to reveal my secrets. All I can say is that it involves lesions, goiters, and a good deal of pus.
Sounds pleasant. What about you mentioned you had an apprentice?
His name was Karth Hilfred. I found him one morning outside my door, picking through the ember eyes. I was impressed how well he knew his way around a plant. I've never seen one so eager to learn.
Alright, well, it sounds like this is something we don't want getting out, so I guess I'll help you.
I do not deserve such goodwill after what I've engineered. If disaster occurs in Odaroth, it will be on my head. I'm not sure where Karth may have gone, but I knew that before he came to me, he found shelter in the ancient chambers of Agnur Far Hall, an Irathi ruin east of Gorhart. Once you've ensured Karth's safety, you must learn what's happened to my formula. When you do, destroy it. It's the only way to keep us safe. He always spoke of his time as a wastrel living in the abandoned halls of Agnur Far Hall, the Irathi ruin. People say it's haunted, but people say many things.
Alright then. Well, let's do some shopping here. Or more aptly... Ooh! Yeah, we could buy a greater healing potion, but let's not. Let's first sell all the junk items we have. Which didn't really give us much money. I could buy that greater healing potion, but there's no need to. Because what we can go ahead and do here... Well, we can just boxes, because... disruption of property is not a crime. The guards will, like, grumble at you, but they won't actually do anything about it. Alright. And welcome to item crafting. Of course, since this is an apothecary, this is an alchemic lab. And yeah, alchemic labs, you can create things if you already know a recipe, either having bought it from, or either having found or purchased a recipe, or, you know, figuring them out on your own. But we don't know any recipes. It's early game, that's kind of standard. What we can do, though, is experiment. An experiment allows you to basically throw things into a pot and see what happens. However, in the age of the internet, we can just decide that we're going to just make something particular and find the recipe for it. In this case, we'll take one piece of black cohosh, one piece of emberias, and you can, with higher levels of skill, add more ingredients, but we don't have that right now, so we'll start our experiment. We developed a minor healing potion, which takes 2 black cohosh and 1 emberias, so that's cool. Another thing we can do here is, let's see, soft scrabble powder. Do we have any of that? Yes. And Embrace again. And if we combine that, Minor Mana Potion. We can also take some Black Kohash and Scarlet Flower Stone. Oh, which we don't actually have any of that. That's Scarlet Flower Stone, if I remember correctly. Or Scarlet Flow Stone, rather. So we can't actually make that one. Actually, what else do we have? Don't have any Sky Blossom. We do have Cripple Score caps. Oh no, still Sky Blossom. Sky Blossom. Sky Blossom. Sky Blossom. Sky Blossom. We need to be able to use 3 ingredients. We have some. Which way is that? East's Breath, or no? That's Bloodroot. So we can't do that. Can't do that. That or that. Yeah, we could do that. And Minor Blazing Salve. Let's see. Oh, actually, we do have some Prismere Dust. That surprises me. Thought you could only get that later in the game. And Leechwood Bark, which we don't have, so that doesn't do us any good. Satavia Fibers, don't have any of that. We got some White Flake and some Scarlet Bark, so let's throw those together into a pot. To get Minor Frostbite. And you kind of get the idea here. The main thing I wanted to do was get a recipe for healing potions. We don't actually have the capacity to make higher level ones yet, because if I'm not mistaken, those take 3 ingredients. But it doesn't matter. Well, okay, once that guy finishes walking out of that room, it won't matter.
Stay close to the village.
Sup, Home Slice? Not doing anything shady at all. Nope, nope, nothing shady going on here. Nope, nope, no. Not doing anything that might be suspect. Nothing at all. Nope, nope. Okay. We do want to do this, because what we're going to do here, we can loot this desk. Oh, okay. Normally, it seems like the chances of you getting caught, well, it partially depends whether there's a person viewing or not, but yeah. We can take this Greater Healing Potion. Also, what's this Pocket Charm? No, doesn't do anything. Okay, and that's the little icon there above it is basically, that's going to be counting as a stolen item. You can't sell it unless it's to certain people. Which is why I don't really think stealing does much good. Outside of certain things, we need certain items for quests that require you to steal things. Which, technically this quest doesn't, but we're going to do it anyway because we're poor. And we can't craft the potion ourselves. So take that Greater Healing Potion. And then we'll go talk to Herc.
What do you want?
Ah, yes, there we go. No, wait, then again, probably because that Fae was a plot important character for, well, not plot important, but for that quest at least. So yeah, if we press the up arrow or the up button on our D-pad, we'll go into aggressive mode, which allows us to attack friendly NPCs. We're not going to do that. I'm just going to play at attacking people when they can't actually fight, when I can't actually hurt them, and thus they cannot fight back. Because I am a coward. It is true. It is the truth, after all. Alright. So, there's actually a lot going on in here. Let's talk to... well, let's start with...
It's busy today.
Let's not talk to the flopping around drunk guy, but let's talk to Arnik Arduna here.
Come in, rest your boots by the fire, and drown your worries in a flagon of our finest. I am Arnik Arduna, and this is the famous Gorhart Inn.
Okay, and yes, we can actually train with this guy. He is a basic trainer for Detect Hidden. So if we have a skill level of 3 or less, he can increase our skill with Detect Hidden by 1 point. Though you notice the cost on that. We're going to be coming back to this town to do that later on.
Stick around.
You would...
Pull up a stool, stranger. We don't have much, but what we have won't leave a hole in your pocket. Are you here about that Fae girl they found outside?
It wasn't, but do you have anything to say about them? No, you don't. Okay. Anything useful in the shop? Don't care about that. Can't afford that. Can't afford that. Can't afford... don't care. You. Yeah, not really worth the money to what it'll take out of my finances to do that. Neither is that. This one might be, though. I really do like great swords. They are very good weapons. Let's see. Not super great. That's actually weaker than what I have. Somehow the metal pants are weaker than the leather ones. Go figure. Ooh, Crusader's necklace. Plus 10% health, but I can't afford that. And there we go. One of Amon's keys. I knew one of them. Someone here in town sold it. Buy that. And don't worry about stockpiling lockpicks. But, yeah, we are going to buy that great sword. We'll play around with that next time around. But for the moment, let's just go ahead and buy this.
Stick around.
Hey.
Talk to the man with the giant exclamation mark over his head. I won't do anything about it now, but let's see what he has to say.
Times are hard, but hard times can pay if you're willing to take risks. If you have the sword and stomach for this sort of work, we could use another strong arm among the Warsworn.
Alright, who or what are the Warsworn? You have my attention. I get to stab things, it sounds like.
Some may try to color it with fancy words, but we're warriors for hire, the best in these lands. You'll find those who have taken the oath are held in the highest respect all over Amalur.
Alright, sounds like my kind of club.
You could head straight to Shieldring Keep and pledge your sword. Might work, but a commendation from me would carry a lot of weight. To earn it, you must do something commendable. There are two brothers, scoundrels of the Red Legion, named Osgar and Medgar Krast. Bring me proof you've dealt with them. I'll pay in coin and my good word. Osgar hides somewhere in the woods north of here. Medgar was last seen east of his brother's camp. Bring me their Legion daggers, and I'll pay with coin, and a commendation to join the order.
Oh, that sounds useful. We've already actually got one of the daggers, so...
Come in.
Stop that. We've already got one of the daggers, so it's actually kind of useful.
What is it?
Hey, you. I was just looking for you.
You made it. Just in time, too. Give me the potion. It will help, but it's not enough. Someone must go to the Fae and explain what happened here. One small misunderstanding and we'll no longer just be strangers to the Fae. We'll be enemies.
Is this girl really that important? Is she important, Fae, or...?
She is a member of the House of Ballads, the legendary court of Fae heroes. They are warriors without equal, with centuries of glory to their names. If one of their own was killed by a mortal, the House of Ballads and its king would bring a fierce vengeance upon us. Gorhart would be a ruin by day's end.
Well, that seems bad. What can we do?
I'm not sure yet, but this is bad. She's Fae. Even worse, she's a knight in the House of Ballads. Fae don't kill their own, so it must have been someone in Gorhart. If the House of Ballads learns of this, the king will burn Gorhart to the ground. They see all mortals as invaders. We could go to the Warsworn and get an oath of protection, but that would require payment. We mustn't cover this up. But who do we tell?
Let's go straight to the store, see how this pans out.
You're turning out to be very helpful, my friend. You have my gratitude. I'll see to it that you're honored. Rumor says that the House of Ballads has its headquarters not far from here, in Glendara to the northeast. Try to gain entrance if you can.
If I can, okay.
Farewell.
Alright, then one last thing here. Are they upstairs or downstairs? Ah, they're upstairs, okay. Been walking around with this curse for all day. Let's get that taken care of, this disease.
I am Katrin. Do you require my healing touch in mind, body, or both?
Let's get some healing done. Cure diseases! Huzzah! We're no longer diseased. Oh, it also grants us disease immunity for a little bit. Effects. With disease immunity, it basically means we're immune to all diseases for a little while. So.
Hello.
We probably should go deal with that thing, go talk to the Summer Court, but that's going to be, well, let's open our map here. All the way over here. We don't want to go here yet, so we're not going to get to there quite yet. But over here in Agnar Farhall, we've got kind of an interesting lead for potentially useful quest to go on. So we're going to change over to our followed quest. Did I say you could talk? Stop that. But yeah, we're going to go handle that next time. But it's been almost an hour here. So, well, a part of me wants to talk about weapon crafting over here. Well, actually, let's take care of that really quickly. This is weapons crafting. We don't really have much we can do here. Or, well, equipment crafting. You basically choose what you're trying to craft. And you'll notice next to it there's little icons for what you need. There's at least 2 minimum components, and as you rank up your crafting skill with blacksmithing, you can get more things, and each equipment type has up to 3 additional things beyond the basics. Let's see. Yeah, we can make it curious for some greaves. No, don't have any need for any of that. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's make ourselves some nice shoes. We haven't had some upgraded shoes for a while. And yeah, you choose, in this case, for a boot, we need some sort of heel. In this case, we have an iron heel. And some lining. In this case, threadbare lining, which gives us base stat of 10 based on the iron heel, plus 4 to armor, or plus base 10 armor, then plus 4 for the threadbare lining. It's actually not all that great. What about the cuirass? 39 and plus 4. Is it worth doing that crafting? It's 43, so it'd be an 8-point increase, which, not super incredible. What about you? Yeah, 9-point increase. More worthwhile, but not really. Nah, I think we're good with the equipment we have. So we'll leave it alone. Well enough alone for the moment.
Are you here for a weapon? Going to earn a lord's favour in this ridiculous war, are you?
I don't like your accent. Please stop talking. Yes, we also, I think I mentioned it in the prior video, but, pardon me, weapons do have durability. You really don't have any effect until you run out of durability, at which point, basically, the armor rating for defense goes to 0. Once it reaches 0 durability and your weapons damage goes to 1. So, until you actually hit, like, minimum durability, it doesn't really matter all that much. But, let's see, it would be 354. To repair all that we have, it's going to be 200. You've got 354. Why is the erosive long... Why do I have some things that aren't sold here? Whatever. Let's repair all of our... Actually, let's not. There's really not much need to except for the leggings. Everything else is still fairly fresh, so...
I'll be here.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about that.
Hello?
Alright, so... Did I say you could talk? Stop that. Yeah, okay.
Hello.
Oh, you're over here. So yeah, I'm gonna sell off a few other things, because apparently some things didn't actually get sold for some reason. I'm not sure why. Oh, because they weren't in the junk, that's why. And the numbing greatsword, we were keeping that, though. And yeah, everything else, okay. So I'm gonna sell off some stuff, and see you guys next time, when we're gonna go deal with a really nasty-sounding disease that's apparently popped up. Sounds great. Till then, though, as always, later, folks.